Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to do a little public service announcement when it comes to what's going on with Medicaid, because there are some changes. The stats and the estimates suggest that somewhere between 10 million and 15 million people will lose access, will become ineligible for Medicaid over the next year or so. What has occurred is that during our public health issue, the process of checking eligibility, it was kind of paused. So if you changed states, you made more money, whatever, and it affected your eligibility, that wasn't being checked. They're going to start checking again. So the anticipated outcome is that a whole bunch of people will be losing their coverage. There are a number of things to know about this. First, and this is going to be important for a whole lot of people, just because you lose your coverage through Medicaid doesn't mean that your children do. The numbers I've seen say that like 80 to 90% of the kids are still going to be eligible either through Medicaid or through CHIP, which covers people that make too much for Medicaid but not enough to be able to afford private insurance. So if you get a notification, make sure you check that part out. Make sure you check individually on your children's coverage, because that may still be in effect. Aside from that, for a whole lot of people, they're just going to be over the eligibility marker, meaning they're making just a little bit too much to qualify for Medicaid. In that case, going to the Affordable Care Act's marketplace, you will probably be able to find something there that is relatively inexpensive, certainly less expensive than private insurance. So there are options. A lot of people want to know, like, when is this going to happen? It varies from state to state. Every state will be checking eligibility at their own rate. So there's no real way to know without looking into your state headlines and trying to find out there from a state level news source how quickly they're going to be moving forward with it. You can safely assume, just based on other politics, that if you live in a red state, it's probably going to happen pretty quickly. They're going to be in a hurry to get people off of Medicaid, and they're going to be looking at the eligibility quickly. So for those people, it's probably a little bit more important to gain as much information as you can now, because this could start as soon as April, I think. So go ahead and start looking around and start making preparations if your status has changed significantly. If you started making more money, if you changed jobs, if you changed states, if your financial situation changed greatly for the better, you need to be prepared for it. But most importantly, and this addresses like 80% of the questions coming in, just because you lose your coverage doesn't mean that your kids do. So make sure you check that separately. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.